Friends, welcome to the Monday show. Live again. The first show, well, the second show, third show. It's the third show of 2022, right, guys?
Yeah, I think so. I guess it is the third one, right? Time's flying.
They all blend
Feels
together.
like the first one.
Yeah, they all blend together after the 14-hour marathon.
11 hours and 55 minutes.
Well, so YouTube says, fuckers.
Yeah. Well, think about this. I feel bad because this is kind of a preemptive, and you'll be hearing this pretty soon over there on Anchor. But I just put the 4 episodes on there, and so the last thing they hear is me and Eric talking about Wes being asleep and how amazing Eric's group is in the QTC. And then all of a sudden it just cut off, and people are like, "What happened? Like, where's the awards, bro?"
you might drop it. Boom.
Yeah.
And it would have been so. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we did the 2021 show to start the year off on New Year's Day. Might I say, probably the most epic VR podcast of all time. Over 100 games to give away. 50 plus awards. 14-hour live stream. But what no one told us was that YouTube puts a 12-hour limit on the DVR function. So they cut the last 2 hours off with the game of the year, and all the biggest awards got cut right off of the end of the show, gone forever out into the ether. And unfortunately, the best part of the 2021 show was cut out. And, as Roots is alluding to here, there was about a 20-minute span coming out of the last intermission that I was late coming back from because I was asleep in this chair right here. And by the way it looks from where the video cut off, nobody knows if I ever came back. Like, I could be dead for all people know. So that's what the Monday show today is all about. And, it's about a couple of things. One, we're going to rectify that. We're going to go through all of those awards that got cut off at the end. We're going to name the second chance award winners. We've got 15, 20 people here that have game keys coming to them. So that's excitement. Most importantly, though, we're getting back on the horse. Like, we've had a nice break. We haven't been doing weeklies since the first week of December. It's time, guys. It's time for us to get back on the horse, start making content again, and take this channel to the next level, just like VR is about to go to the next level in 2022.
Yeah, it's a hard horse to get back on, actually. And I was going to ask you, Eric, not that anything has to do with the horse, but I see Alex VR in the chat, and you got to go to the after party. How was that? You met Skiva, Alex, Sweeviver, like. Dude, I didn't know you got to meet Sweeviver. What the hell, bro? You didn't tell me about that.
Yeah, Martin, man, he's a really good dude. You know what? Alex and Skiva they're probably the two nicest guys, besides you guys, of course.
Oh, hey.
They're probably the two nicest guys I've ever met, man. We just had, and you know how it is with friends in VR. It's like each other. So when you see each other in real life, you're just like, you're instantly just want to give somebody a hug and to say, hey, man, it's just good to, be in the same room with somebody. Especially when you know that it's such a cool person. So yeah, I saw Alex at Be Haptics booth, which was freaking mobbed, by the way. They had such a great show there, and and then Between Realities, Alex and Skiba, they did on Friday night. They did like a content creator meetup, which is amazing, man. It was like Thrill Seeker was there, and Fia, and David Feeney from Upload VR, probably one of the smartest guys I've ever met, and I listened to all his stuff. He was there, and Alex was there, and his wife, and Skiva, and Z Storm from Z Storm Gaming, and just all great people. Jasmine VR, all great people that I've been in touch with now, and we've become friends now that I'll be looking for all their content. So yeah, our VR community is not real big, and all the people that are in it are all amazing people, man. It's just so cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I've kind of talked about this before, on social media with other people. We're all kind of like, at least at this point, we've all been kind of driving toward the same goal for years at this point, and that is pushing VR into the mainstream, making this something that has legs, a technology that's going to see its potential in the next decade. And we've all kind of been, in our own little pockets, in our own little worlds. And obviously we have our friends, and then we have other content creators that we know of, and then we might not be personal friends with, but we all kind of, it's a small bubble. We all kind of know who each other are. But it's kind of like a family dynamic, right? We're all kind of like brothers in this same pursuit, kind of all working together toward the same goal. So when you do go to an event like this and you meet people who you might not have ever had any kind of personal contact with before, but you are familiar with their content, it's almost like you already know them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Spry Guy wants to know the most important question here, Eric. How
Yeah,
tall is Skiva?
Holy moly, dude. I'm 6'4", and I was looking up at him like this, dude.
Seriously?
Steva's got to be like 6'8".
Oh my
maybe more than
God.
that. He's probably almost 7 feet
Wow.
tall. Alex could probably tell you better than me, but it's funny though because Alex is short, so when you see the two of them together, it is funny, man. But yeah,
How
Skiva
cool.
is just, and I know, and which was great. Alex was very, very busy with the B haptics, so I really only got a chance to spend quality time with him at the after party on Friday. But myself and Skiva and Zach from Z Storm Gaming, who's a big fan of yours, by the way, Roots.
Oh, hey.
We basically and then Danny Ray Lay and Vivian and Jasmine VR. We actually walked the show together, so it was nice.
Oh,
and they kind of because they all knew each other, so they kind of took me in a little bit because I didn't know anybody there really. And they allowed me to go walk the show with them, so I wasn't basically walking the show by myself the whole time. So yeah,
So that
really
was like Vivian Cho.
I think it could be. She's in esports commentator,
Oh,
and
okay.
she does some YouTube stuff as well. I don't know her last name, but
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
really,
I think
really cool.
That's
yeah,
cool.
she's in my Twitter feed, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, man, that sounds awesome. Sounds like a great time. I'm glad you got to experience it. I'm glad you're back healthy. You never know when you go to these big convention centers what you're going to run into. So I'm glad that that everything went off as well as it did. Let's talk a little bit about the tech, and you don't have to go over every little gadget that you came across, but I'm sure there was probably a few things there that specifically impressed you, right?
Yeah. Well, the X-Tall 3 was there, which is it's a headset that looks like the Pimax. Basically, it's the really, really wide headset. I got a chance to try that, and they had that with like a real cockpit flight simulator, like one of the big, huge flight simulators where you actually sit in a cockpit and you have a real moving cockpit like you would in a plane. And so I got a chance to do that. I got a chance to interview the CEO and the founder of VR Engineers is the company, and they were just really cool, man. That headset is amazing. I mean, you're talking $8,000 for the headset, but man, the Pimax has a tendency to roll on the edges because it's so wide. But whatever they did, they actually make their own lenses. Xtol does. They actually, because they couldn't find any lenses that work for them. So he was talking about how they actually went out and they actually made their own lenses. And whatever they do, there's no, the FOV is so wide, but there's no rolling at the edges that you think you would see and that you do see with some of the Pimax models that I've tried. So yeah, I was super impressed with Xtol. They were pretty amazing.
You're gonna spend $8,000?
Yeah.
Did you tell your wife?
I'm gonna have to sell a kidney, man.
I'd like to see what kind of rig they had that thing hooked up to.
Oh yeah,
oh, man. Yeah, I got some pictures I'll send you guys. It's crazy. I got some pictures of some of their, they had like banks of computers and stuff like that because they were running like 3 or 4 different motion flight simulators, plus the big, huge cockpit one. So you had like 4 different experiences that you could do with the Pimax or with the Xtol in there. So it was amazing, man. It was crazy. They had one of the cooler booths there, and they had like, you're probably looking at about a 50% capacity as normal. So most of the time when you went to a booth, you could get in, you could talk to somebody, you could try something out. That booth and the B haptics booth was one of the only ones that you had to stop and you had to wait and get in line for. Most everything else you could walk up and get into. The Yaw 2, which was another cool thing, that was the one that you had to kind of wait for because people were into that too a lot.
Did you you didn't have to wait for it to be haptics though, right? You know somebody on the inside there. You like got you right in there.
He's like, oh, it's Mash Daddy Cool, bring him in. No,
It's like bring him right up to the front in front of everybody, cut him in there.
Well, I did try their haptic gloves that they have coming, be haptics, and that was one of their biggest thing they were showing. They were showing their haptic gloves, and they had two applications they were doing with it. We were doing the hand physics lab, and they were doing unplugged with the gloves, and man, super cool, man. I mean, they need more applications to do it with, but I mean, when you're playing unplugged and you can have, the feedback and all your fingers, all 5 fingers, you feel like, you get like a resonance from the guitar when you're playing the guitar. That was pretty amazing. And then the hand physics lab, you're not getting any force feedback out of it. It's just rumble feature, but it definitely gives you some tactile feedback when you're touching things and grabbing things. Like they had a demo inside that hand physics lab where you could actually grab like a lightning bolt and do like the Emperor does in Star Wars and like shoot lightning out of your hands, and that felt pretty cool, man.
I bet. And that's kind of the next frontier for VR immersion, right? Like you're trying to immerse people through the 5 senses, and obviously taste and smell you kind of want to avoid, at least to some extent. So that leaves touch. And I think that was on full display this past week at CES, not only through the use of haptic suits and haptic gloves, but I mean there was a lot of electro stimulation type stuff, right? With the Tesla suit, and then there was another company there. What was it? OWO, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's OWO. I think it's pronounced like UO or UO, something like that. But OWO was the name of the company. Sorry, guys. But yeah, they're the name of the company, and they had a haptic shirt that was pretty cool, and it was muscle stimulation, not like a rumble like you would get out of the vest. So basically, you had to have it touch your skin. So it was weird. But it's not a vest that you can pull over like the haptics vest. This is something you have to take your shirt off, and you have to basically put this on. And it had like sticky sensors. Had 12 sensors inside, and and you would like peel the paper off the sensors each time you'd have to get in and out of it. And it was it's a cool idea. It's friction. You know what I mean? If you had to do that every time, man, it's just gonna be tough to do.
It sounds like one of those things for rehabilitation when you get in an accident and you have to put those nodes on to they tweak your muscles. And because I've had them, I think was it you last night? You were saying something about like if they turn it up too far past 50%, it could hurt people, right? I'm assuming, because I know those things really start to do weird stuff if they tweak it too much.
They wouldn't run it anywhere past 50% there at the show, and people were like, "Oh, like it kind of like they could feel it in the ribs." You know what I mean? Because it's like you guys have seen like a TENS machine, right? Where
that's
like
exactly what it is.
That's what
the
this
TENS
is.
unit.
Yep, it's TENS unit. That, but the shirt is super lightweight. It fits like a compression shirt, and it like has a zipper up the middle. They had all different sizes for you to try, and it was super cool, man. And I didn't try the Tesla suit because the Tesla suit was actually not on the floor. It was at like a private showing, and I actually came to do the live show either with you guys or my live show, one of them. So I got invited to do it, but I ended up having to do the live show, so I didn't go. But Skiva and Z-Storm did go, and I saw them the next morning, and Z-Storm had just gotten out of the OO, and he's like, this is exactly like the Tesla suit. He's like, it's on par with it. So you're talking 13,000 for a Tesla suit, and this shirt's like $400 or $500.
Oh wow!
All right. It's going to be something that's relegated to the enthusiast space. Obviously, this isn't something that's practical for mass production consumer use. But it's cool to see people out there pushing the line, and I kind of feel like at least for the next couple of years, that's going to be kind of the PCVR role, right? Push the line, and speaking of pushing the line, we're going to talk a little bit more about PlayStation VR in a moment. But there's one more thing I wanted to touch on, because I don't know if you got to see this or not, but I was watching Brad Lynch's feed this week on Twitter, and we've talked a few times on this program about what's next, what comes after VR, and we've always said that if we don't go straight to digital hallucination through BCIs, then the next thing's going to be holograms. And we've talked a couple of times about this is something I've kind of kept up with off and on through the years, the state of hologram technology. And it's come a long way. It makes leaps and bounds every year. But this year, for the first time through Brad's feed, I saw midair holograms that are interactive. Like there was a keypad and picture that right up at, floating in midair that he could operational keypad. And I've never seen that before. That's a first for me. And to see that, at CES means that it's pretty close to being able to go into mass production if it gets funded correctly. Did you get to see this, use it? Or are you at all familiar with what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure which one you're talking about. There are several augmented reality headsets or glasses at the show, so I'm not sure which ones you were talking about. There was several high performance. This is you're talking. This was no glasses. This was just
no glasses hologram.
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
I
definitely did not. See
I did
that.
read about it myself, but I didn't see it. Obviously, I wasn't there, but I saw what you were talking about, Wes.
Yeah, definitely did not see that. That sounds amazing. No, I'm gonna have to go watch. Sadly, it's Bradley to check that out because I didn't even hear anything about that. Yeah, there was TLC has they have AR glasses coming that are going to be pretty amazing. I'm really looking forward to what they have coming this coming year. And there was probably about 2 or 3 others. Panasonic had something, Samsung had something, and there was a couple smaller companies that had glasses as well. But what you're talking about is like next level, man.
Yeah. Well, I've, again, we've talked about it before. I've seen holographic displays before, and typically the best ones that I've seen have been achieved by using some sort of, light projection off of a certain type of gas, or maybe even like a vapor, like liquid droplets with light projecting off of it. But those are, you can't touch them. You can't get close to them, especially the ones that are gas based. Like you can't touch that stuff. It's extremely toxic. This is the first time that I've ever seen one, and I have seen interactive holograms before too. I should say that typically they're encased in glass though. Like you can't touch them. You can touch the glass and interact with it, but you can't put your hand into the floating image. This was like a glass panel with a image floating in front of it and fully interactive. It was amazing. Like I couldn't believe it. It's light years ahead of anything that I've seen in my my casual following of the technology.
I remember the article I was reading actually about this. I don't know if it was that exact technology, but Disney has just did a bunch of patents for holographic technology, new stuff. And this is going to be bringing it into their parks, and so it may be this kind of stuff. Now, Mash, did you get to see Sophia, the AI robot that's saying really creepy stuff? Oh yeah, she was there, man. She said some weird stuff again. She every time they talk to her, she keeps creeping more and more towards like AI needs to do something about this human problem in some form or fashion. I think it's very interesting.
Well, she's supposed to learn every time she talks to somebody, right? So every conversation she has makes her smarter until she's Skynet and kills us all.
Oh my God, dude! If anybody, I do you think that there's anybody that's like trying to keep Carmack from talking to her? I would, because I think if she picks his brain, we're fucked. She's gonna learn a lot.
Well, I think we're cool as long as they don't because the way these AI work is through they learn through the data that they're fed. So if they're feeding like Fox News and CNN and all this bullshit fake news into that thing, it's going to have this warped perception of reality, and it's probably going to want to kill us all. So hopefully she's jacked straight into the internet and reading it all, so that at least as she learns, she's getting the whole picture.
Yeah, no selective. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Anyway, obviously a lot of cool little bits and bobs and gadgets on the floor at CES, but I mean, the headline obviously coming out of the event was the presence of the rock star himself, right? Jim Ryan making a 10-minute appearance, basically to kick off 2022. By putting VR in everyone's mind. And I think that this that his presence alone kind of shows us that this is probably the year for Sony VR. This is the year that they're going to make their move on what they consider to be next gen VR. And we said it a week ago when we talked to you from Las Vegas that really the next move, their next reveal, is going to kind of be determined by how the larger gaming and tech media receive the initial reveal. And here we sit a week later, and I got to say, I think that it's being received very well. That most of the major mainstream gaming sites and tech sites seem to be blown away by this spec sheet. Apparently, a lot of those people must not uh, subscribe to PSVR without parole, because our friends over there leaked this spec sheet 6 months ago. But nonetheless, I'm really enjoying the enthusiasm out of most of the gaming and tech community here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was saying too. I mean, like, there's a lot of people are like, we didn't learn anything new, but again, we just talked about it. We have such a small circle that really know, you know what I mean? Like, we've known for, how many months now, the specs. We've seen the orb controllers. We've seen all this. We know all this, but most everybody else, that's not us. That's not people that, that consume this content all the time, don't know. And so this was big news to probably 90% of the people that were there. And I felt nothing the whole entire show that came anywhere close to the intensity and to the electricity that was in the room and what everybody was talking about directly after that press conference. Uh, that rivaled the Sony show, man. Everything basically fed off of the Sony show after that. Everything was like, yeah, but did you see the Sony show? Or yeah, but did you hear about the PlayStation 2 VR? So yeah, while it wasn't really big news for us, it was big news, man.
Yeah, but is there an SD memory card with the PSVR 2 is what Tech wants to know. I don't even know where that question comes from, Tech. Maybe. I don't know that we would know that yet. That's such a very random thing to throw out there.
I don't.
Yeah, not sure we would need an SD card, as it isn't a standalone, or at least they haven't revealed it to be any kind of a standalone headset at this point. Tethered to the PSVR by a single USB-C cable, which obviously has its disadvantages and its advantages, right? Obviously, the disadvantage is going to come to those people who really, the Quest 2 generation that are used to just walking around wherever they want and playing VR. A lot of those people are making a big deal out of this tether. And to those people, I would say, you don't quite understand yet the step up in quality of software that you're going to get. It's not just a cable for the sake of having a cable. It's a cable for the sake of being able to provide the most profound experience that we've seen ever in VR to date. And it's not just the cable, obviously, that's going to provide that. It's the advanced haptics. It's the eye tracking. It's all the complete package. 4K HDR OLED panels in this thing. It's truly an impressive piece of hardware. And those of you who are kind of dwelling on that tethered factor, I would urge you to just wait until you get the thing on your face before passing judgment on it.
Well, I would equate it with like people coming from cartridge to disc, and they're like, "What do you mean you don't have a cartridge? You're gonna put it on that fucking disc? I ain't gonna fit all that on there." I don't know, man. It's a very weird thing. I feel like you don't understand that. Just the amount of AAA flat games I've been playing in this last year, I get so excited because I want that level of game, and most of the games in VR that you're going to get on that portable Quest, with the exception of Resident Evil 4, maybe Shadowgate, and we're getting there more where there's getting more and more depth, but it's not the same level. I don't think people understand, Wes, the jump of everything, and not just fidelity. Gameplay, the AAA companies making the Horizon game that everybody wanted. I just feel like I'm in bizarro world. I guess it's one more thing in 2022 that's upside down, and people are so confused. I see it so clearly. I've opened my window and the day is bright and sunny, and people are still looking through fog, and they don't understand what's happening. I just don't. I'm confused.
I just find it
Yeah.
funny that it sounds like nobody used a cord before Quest 2. I mean, heck, we've been using that for VR. We've been using cords for 7 years, for God's sakes. Before that. So I don't understand. I mean, yeah, I love my Quest 2. I love being, not tethered when I need to be not tethered, but I also want the best quality I can. So sometimes I tether because I want that best quality. And guess what? It's not that fucking big of a deal, people. Just put the fucking cord on and fucking do what you normally do. I've never seen anybody bitch and complain about things so much over one damn cord that we've all dealt with for years. It's not been that big of a deal. There's no breakout box. There's no big fucking thing that you got to put down here. It's not all over the place like it was with the original PlayStation VR. You're gonna have one fucking USB-C cable to the headset, people. Relax, take a breath. Use your Quest 2 for the cord, for non-tethered when you want to, and then when you want AAA, great games, plug into the freaking PSVR and be happy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and for a couple of things, I completely concur with everything you just said and the sentiment. A couple of things. First, it is a two-way street too. I wouldn't be honest here if I didn't say that. It's not just the wireless crew kind of underestimating the capabilities of the next gen PlayStation VR, but it goes both ways too. The PSVR crew are kind of underselling what Quest 2 is capable of. Obviously, we just dropped the Quest 1 requirement for studios, and we're only just now starting to see what that hardware is capable of. But now, with that said, do any of us honestly think that the Quest 2 on its best day is going to achieve anything more than a PC VR game on low settings? No. That's about the best we can hope for from that. Now, obviously, there's going to be another one. 2023, probably going to see Quest 3, and that's going to step up even more. But even at that, I'd be surprised to see if it's anywhere near the level of quality that you're going to be able to produce with the PlayStation 5. And in addition to that, we've already talked about the spec sheet and all these individual technologies, any one of which is going to be kind of a revolution in VR gaming in the hands of a capable developer. For example, eye tracking. We've always heard of eye tracking kind of go hand in hand with foveated rendering, but Sony from day one has been said that the more profound use of eye tracking is going to be an interface. So that's where we're going to see this technology shine on PlayStation 5, is being able to interact with these games and these worlds just by looking at things. And, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around what that's going to mean. And I've often given the example of a potential VR horror game where all sorts of things are going on where you're not looking, and then you look at them and things change. But even let's take a game that's decades old, like Res Infinite. If you play Res Infinite today, it's still one of the more impressive games on VR. It doesn't matter what you're playing it on. If you're playing on Quest or PlayStation or PC, it's beautiful. Some people call it a religious experience. Well, when you play Res Infinite, you have a choice of how you want to be able to aim. You can aim with your motion controllers, or you can aim with your gaze. And today, I prefer to play that gaze-based. It's easier for me to play that game aiming with my vision. But in today's VR hardware, what that means is physically moving my head. So imagine this. Imagine a new version of Res Infinite with 3 times the enemies coming at you, and it's a lot faster. But now to aim, you just look. You just look with your eyes, and they're locked in. That ability to just be able to interact with where you're moving your eyeballs is going to speed that experience up and make it so much more intense. And that is just one example of a game that came out 15 to 20 years ago originally. That's not even considering a first party title from Sony today and what those developers are going to be able to come up with. And that's just one feature on this headset. There's a sheet full of features that are all going to be used in conjunction with one another. I'm telling you, this is the next generation of VR. All these people that have been arguing with us in the comments about whether or not we've got to VR 2.0 over the last year to year and a half, well, I don't think anyone's going to be arguing that in a year. that PlayStation VR 2 is VR 2.0 the way that everyone has kind of always envisioned it would be.
Yeah, but Wolf
Yep.
Raza says foveated rendering hasn't even been proven to work yet. But
Tell
this
that
is
to Xstall.
okay. Wow, that's true, and you've been doing that. This is the thing. Wes, you said the specs of the actual rendering is equivalent to the G2, right?
It's pretty close. The screens are pretty close in resolution to the G2, but the display technology is far superior. The resolution is pretty close to 1-to-1, but the difference between having an LCD, a low latency LCD panel, and an HDR OLED panel is night and day difference. It's not at all going to be the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess to be fair, we're not going to know until we actually have it in our hands. I just have faith by playing Returnal, and some of the best games I've played have been Sony exclusive this year, and I don't think that they're going to bring anything less than what they brought last time, which is Farpoint, which was phenomenal, one of the best games I've played. Russia Blood. They were limited by the tracking and the controllers, which they're not anymore, and I understand a lot of people, because of the way that everything happened, you have a lot of I guess questions on whether, how things are going to unroll. But we're not in the first generation. Tech's worried they're going to give you a headset without the controllers because they made you pay for them last time. Tech, the controllers came after. Like, you had to buy the touch controllers for the CV or for the CV1, right? Like, and you didn't the second iteration. So, like, I mean, it as things unroll, it's a different time. It's a different generation. I guarantee you, Tech, I would bet you any amount of money it's included. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think Wes said it perfectly, man. You nailed it. It's like, it's funny. Everybody's wants to draw their line in the sand. Everybody on the PlayStation side wants to tell everybody that the Quest did nothing, that the Quest has not helped VR. PSVR is the only way to go. And then everybody on the Quest side is like, these specs look like garbage. It's not. Why does it have a wire? It's going to be not good VR. The controls are going to be bad or whatever. Why can't we just be in the middle? I mean, I understand that not everybody's going to be able to do both. It's okay. But guess what? Enjoy what you have. It's okay. You don't have to draw a line in the sand. And just because you can't do the other thing doesn't mean it's shit. It just means that you can't enjoy it. I'm sorry, not everybody can. But guess what? Enjoy what you have. That's the problem with people today. Nobody wants to enjoy what they have. They want to kick or kill what they don't have.
Right.
Yeah, it's console wars 2.0. We've seen this for years between PC versus console, Xbox versus PlayStation. This is just the newest iteration of it. And one more thing before we move on from PlayStation VR. We've already talked about the beefy spec sheet that it has and how next gen it is. But I think another thing that people are underselling is the power of optimization that comes through console development. Typically, when we look at spec sheets, we look at them from a very PC centric mindset, meaning we look at these specs as if, this is a PC VR headset and what you would be able to do if you're able to plug it into a high powered gaming PC. But that's not necessarily how these things translate in the land of console. And case in point, PlayStation 4, PlayStation VR 1. If you had a computer that was built out of the same specs as the original PlayStation 4, and you tried to plug a VR headset into it, it wouldn't even let you boot it up. It'll tell you that you're nowhere near what you need to be able to run VR. Yet somehow Sony is still releasing amazing games on that in 2021 and 2022. And the reason why is because these people are working on specialized hardware that is made for one purpose, and that is to create games and worlds. So, as amazing as the spec sheet is, it's even more amazing than you think it's going to be, because they're going to be able to get way more out of this hardware than you think that they're going to be able to do.
That was exactly my point. What I was trying to say last time, I didn't come out the way that you just said it, but it's exactly what I was saying. If the hardware today on my PS5 runs that well and looks that good, imagine how good the new hardware is going to look with the PS5 pushing it. It's going to be amazing. And so all we can do is wait, and the haters cannot get either one. I think you're losing out. I think you're missing out. you know, this is the reality. The people that say I'm only getting the PlayStation VR 2, well, you're going to probably miss out on GTA San Andreas, which you're going to tell yourself you don't care about, which is fine. I understand it. And the people on the other end, you're going to miss out on Horizon, maybe, well, probably Spider-Man, maybe even GTA 5 in VR, full VR. So it is what it is. I want Call of Duty in VR. I want it as it is. I know a lot of people are going to freak out about this. I want the hybrid. I'm really pushing. I want both. Bring both types of games. Give me the same. I want the same experience I have playing flat. I want to be in it, but I want to use the exact same controller, the same controls, everything. Same thing for Returnal. Returnal, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. Wes and I were talking about it. We both agree. I want to play it third person, and I want to play it with a controller as it is. I don't want to play it in first person. I want a mode, and I want to try it, but I really enjoy the game as it is. And I've been blown away by Resident Evil 2 in VR, and I've been playing third person, and it's phenomenal, and I don't want to play first person. So it's weird that everybody wants to go into one side or the other, playing both. So...
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about that RE2 mod is it just goes to show you the potential and the possibility, right? Because you can play it either way. Like you can play it as a legit third-person game as it was designed, or you can play it in first-person VR, and it seems like it was made for first-person VR. It's crazy, man. And this is from two dudes who cracked the engine, right? They didn't even have like the source code and stuff and an intimate knowledge of it. RE7 guys, RE7 is going to be with us within 3 months, and I guarantee you it's going to have full motion controls in it. That's nuts.
That'll be cool. And you know what's even cooler is, you know, as we're talking about RE2, I wanted to just start gushing and talking about different stuff, but we're going to be talking about that on Wednesday, right? As we talk about RE2 and the Horizon mod and kicking off mod month. So.
Absolutely. And that's a good call because we do have about an hour left to run down these award winners and these giveaway winners. So we should probably move on from PlayStation VR 2. With that said, tune in on Wednesday. We are going to pick back up with our regular schedule. So Strangers in the Night this Wednesday. We are kicking it off with Mod Month as we have been promoting for the last 6 weeks or so. So as Root said, we're going to deep dive on the RE2 mod, and we're going to check out the Horizon Zero Dawn VR mod as well as, you know, one of the big bombshells that Sony dropped this past week was, you know, a game that we've been reporting on for years at this point from Fire Sprite Games, the new Horizon title. Anyway, with that said, why don't we name some winners, some award winners, some giveaway winners. Let's get into the meat and taters of the show, and let's kick it off purely coincidentally by what my t-shirt here alludes to with the Yellow Submarine Award. And the Yellow Submarine Award was for the non-gaming experience of the year. So this is for VR applications that were not specifically games. And we had a few strong nominees. Obviously, Baba Yaga I thought was really good. I liked how that specific story experience had multiple endings. It was interactive. There were some things that you could do to influence your environment and the story. Multiple endings, really well done, yet not the winner. Maloka, which is something that has gained a lot of popularity in the Q2C community, got a lot of votes in our poll that we put up. But we felt like that the winner was pretty clear in this one category. I think BioLoom might be the best non-gaming VR experience that I've had ever. And it's only been out for about, 6 weeks now?
Yeah. I was blown away by just not only just everything about this thing. It looked phenomenal, right? And it was super cool.
Yeah, and I think it goes to say that we all three of us enjoy these things. So I mean, you know, so when we pick one that we really, really liked, I mean, it's because we like doing these things. I'll go out of my way to do these experiences, and I think both you guys will too. So that we picked Biolum just tells you how much it really blew us away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and just to be clear for those of you new to our process here, our awards are not pure viewers' choice awards. I know, like PSVR without Pro, they put it up to a vote, and whoever the people pick, that's the winner. That's kind of not what we do here. We meet with the Patreon members when we have a meeting and we vote. If the vote is anywhere close at all, then we go to the polls, and the polls kind of decide it. But in this case, it really wasn't close. Like Biolume was the best thing that we did in this category this year. The production values super high. It was interactive, and the story super creepy and really gripping. So well done to these people that made this. This is just one of as you can see, laundry list of awards that they got for this thing, and it's all well deserved.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Wolveraza says, I thought 8 was done already. He's talking about the Resident Evil 8 mod. It's released already. It's not in its final state, so it's kind of an early access release, if you will. 7 and 8. They're available. You can play them right now.
Don't do it.
But they're not finished. They're a little janky.
There's no Y-axis.
I would suggest...
The Y-axis
Right.
is not locked, and I couldn't get my head to not be tilted, and so I noped out quick.
Yeah, I didn't even try it. I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait till they say it's good, and then I'm going to play it. In the meantime, I'm going to play completely through Resident Evil 2 and 3, and by the time I get through all that, I'm sure that 7 and 8 will be ready to go.
Dude, as I'm playing through 2, I'm thinking this game was made for Wes, man. That game is so amazing.
What do you guys think? You're better than me that you got to play Resident Evil 2 all week while I was in Vegas?
Yeah, Eric, you know what?
Jealous.
Eric, I was thinking about you. Wes and I were talking about you, and we were thinking...
this man legitimately thinks that he is better than us.
Yeah, because you were in Vegas, bro.
Right. We had, I was in Raccoon City in my headset, but Eric was out on the floor rubbing elbows with bigwigs like Skiva and Alex.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough choice, though. What if you had to choose? You're like, you can get one or the other. You can go play VR, or you can go hang out with cool people.
See roots, legitimately.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving along, AppLab, Game of the Year, another tightly contested category. And if you guys watch the 2021 show at all, you understand what a year for VR 2021 was. Almost every category was tight, man. Like almost all of them. And this is no exception. Nominees included, I never know how to pronounce this, Daedalus. It was a popular Oculus Go game that got ported into Quest, and now is a popular Quest game. Windlands, phenomenal on Quest, absolutely amazing, even better than playing it on PC or PSVR, in my opinion. Squingle, one of the biggest surprises of the year for me, an absolutely unique, high quality, psychedelic puzzle game. Highly recommend Squingle. Operation Warcade, obviously an oldie but a goodie, hit AppLab this year, and very good representation of it on there. But at the end of the day, there was only really one of these games that I went back to time and time and time again, and that was Arcade. Arcade was an amazing retro arcade style shoot 'em up. And I mean, this is kind of an early access game, a work in progress, but even as it stands today, an amazing game and definitely worth anyone's time, whether you're playing it on Quest or on PC.
Yeah. Talk about feeling like you got pulled into an arcade game, right? This is literally that. It's cool.
100%. And consequently, a lot of votes came in on this one on the poll. Had we had to go to that, but we didn't. We all kind of agreed on this one.
Yeah.
This was super cool, man. And then I think we talked about it on the show, how great the developers are, man. They were like in our chat of the Strangers in the Night show that we did that night and talked about it, and they were like super responsive to all the the small criticisms that we had, and they're actively working on it. And they just came out with like last week or 10 days ago or so of like their dual pistol upgrade. So how do you ask for more than that when the developer is like super interested in what you have to say about it, and then they go actively fix it?
Yeah
Absolutely.
Super cool.
And cool enough to actually give us a few keys to give away, which we gave away some on the day, but we do actually have another copy in the second chance giveaway. So why don't we name some award winners here? We've got about, I don't know, 20 to 25 different award winners here. So in about 3 different segments here, we're going to just go right down the line and name some of these awards. Again, these are people who entered the second chance giveaway by leaving a comment on the 2021 show that said hashtag giveaway and then listed out the games that they wanted to enter the giveaways for. My wife handled the drawings using the same technique that we do, using the random.org random number generator, but she went out through each individual game, listed every entrant, gave everybody a number, and did an individual drawing for every game.
Wow.
So big thanks to the wife for putting in all that work.
Michelle's the best.
For all of you out there who kind of tried to take shortcuts to enter, she didn't ask me about it, but I can't say that I disagree. She kind of kicked those ones out. Like certain people just went down there and obviously pasted their wish list. And then there were other people that instead of listing the games, just kind of said, give away everything or give away Oculus and expected to get entered in that, without watching the show. Right. So she kicked those out, and I can't say that I disagree with her. Had we allowed those people to be entered into these giveaways, then it wouldn't have been fair to everyone else who did what we asked them to do. Right.
Right.
So, my apologies if you did that. But again, I can't disagree with her thinking on that.
I don't apologize at all if you did that. You weren't listening. You didn't pay attention to the directions. You just failed the task, bro. You know what I mean? This is the thing. That was funny because I saw Michelle's comment about that, and I totally laughed out loud in real life because I was she said something about the wish list. So I went and I looked at the comments, and that's what it was. It was like the best of the best VR games. I want The Walking Dead. I want this game. I want that game. Well, maybe they were there for the VR. The Room VR. Maybe they were there for the Room VR segment. I don't know. But which again, Mash, you were so cool to give away 2 copies of that game. That's awesome.
What game? Which game was that?
The Room.
The Room VR. What a good game, dude. Dude, Wes, your wife is just killer, man.
She is.
She did all that work,
awesome.
and you know what? She's quickly become like one of the most active moderators that I have in the Q2C group too. I mean, she's awesome, really. And then she's got to put up with you doing all this taking 90% of your life doing this. So what a great lady.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She tries to help out where she can. You guys kind of understand I'm a little hands-on with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of take on most of the workload myself, but she really tries to find things that she can help with. And I appreciate that. So if you're watching, honey, thank you.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, she's out there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
you. Anyway, let's talk about Arcade since we did start on that. We did have a copy of that to give away, and I'm happy to announce that the winner of Arcade is Ben F. So congratulations, Ben.
Yes.
On winning the copy of Arcade. By the way, guys, to claim your prizes, send me a direct message in Discord. I probably won't get back to you tonight. I got to work directly after the show, but tomorrow I will send you your game key. Let's talk about Fracked. We had a copy of Fracked. Now I do believe that this is an EU copy of Fracked. I think the NA copy got claimed during the live giveaway. So if you don't have a European account, let's talk about it. We'll find something else for you that works on your platform. I'm sure we can come up with something for you. But if you do have a European account on your PlayStation, Ashes to Ashes, you won the copy of Fracked, and it's the deluxe edition too. So it's got all the little extra bells and whistles with it. Courtesy of our friends at In Dream and Jimmy over there. By the way, Jimmy just hit his 1-year anniversary of working in the games industry. So
nice.
Congrats to our friend Jimmy at In Dreams. That guy's living the dream, man. He's a new father. He's working for one of the top VR companies in the world.
That's awesome.
I mean, that guy's winning. That guy's winning. So congrats to Jimmy Bowers over there in Dreams.
Yeah.
Blair Witch. I love our friends at Bloober Team, man. They treat us like we're something. Like they really do. Our friends at Bloober Team sent me an email this morning. I haven't got back to them yet, but obviously Bloober Team, Blair Witch VR won our horror game award. What was it we called it? The Metamucil Award.
Yeah.
They
The
won.
Shit Your
They won
Pants
the
Award?
Metamucil Award. They wrote me this morning to ask me if I have a sticker or a banner or something for that award, so that they can put it up on the website for the game, like that they won our horror game award. So
The Metamucil Award.
Good thing we didn't call it the Shit Your Pants Award.
We did it.
Yeah, for real.
But I'm probably going to make something for them. It probably won't say the Metamucil Award on it, but love Bloober Team. They were, as far as like keys, they like more than doubled the next highest key total they gave us to give away. Like we had so many copies of Blair Witch to give away that we gave away 3 live, and then we're giving another 3 away right now. Again, platform of your choice, although
Yes. That's awesome.
Quest is
Hell yeah.
limited. Quest is limited. I think we might have 1 quest winner. So you'll get platform of your choice in this order. So Kyle Kitchings, you got first pop, man.
Hell yeah.
I love
second
Kyle.
winner, Mark Caldwell. Congratulations, Mark. And then third, All You Are Is History. So you 3 win a copy of Blair Witch
Wow.
VR on any platform of your choice, with that little caveat that I've only got 1 copy of Quest that we can give away. And then beyond that, you have to choose PSVR, Oculus Rift, or Steam VR. So
3 awesome, supportive dudes of all VR content. All You Are Is History is like all I see him on every podcast. Whether it's PSVR without parole or here or with me. Same thing for Kyle and Mark. All good dudes.
Yep.
yeah, congratulations,
Congrats.
guys, and thank you for. I mean, most of these people stuck through that 14-hour monstrosity of a podcast, and 2020 show is kind of achieved meme status over last year for being almost 8 hours, and like that just seems like a walk in the park now, don't it?
Yeah, we doubled it almost. Pretty close to double.
Yeah.
And Wes literally said, and we after the show, he said, we're not doing this again. But if we do, it's going to be for charity. So that's that's where I say it's probably going to go.
24 hours.
Yeah,
I'm calling it right now.
Next
24
time
hours.
we break 12 hours, guys, it will be for charity. We will be taking sponsorships and donations like per hour or whatever, because it was too much. It was too much this year. If I'm falling asleep on an intermission, then we probably should have went off the air already. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be honest, we did these pre-recorded segments with Gamertag VR and Brian Paul, 2 great content creators, fairly high-profile guys with unique perspectives on VR, and the conversations were both 2 hours plus, and there was like nothing I wanted to cut out of it. Like I didn't want to cut any of it out. So I mean, if you're starting off building on 4+ hours of pre-record, it's going to be a long stream. It's going to be a long stream. So it just kind of was what it was.
Yeah.
They needed to be there. They were so good, man. It needed to stay and almost in their entirety. They were that good.
Yep.
Beanstalker. We have a copy of Beanstalker to go away. The winner of that one, EV Man versus Gas. So congratulations, bro. You shouldn't even have to hit me up. I think we've got an open thread in Discord because he won live. He won live the other day. So
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and send you your key tomorrow. If you don't hear from me in a day or two, I forgot, hit me up. But I should just be able to remember and send you yours. Same goes for VR Spry Guy, who is the winner of Demio. So congratulations, Spry Guy. Now it's your lucky day, Spry Guy, because we had a Quest copy and a Steam copy. The only unclaimed live giveaway prize from the 2021 show was Demio. So you get your choice, bro. You get your choice. You can have your platform choice. And then if the dude who won live on the 2021 show ever does decide to say something to me, I'll let him have whatever you don't choose.
Yeah, we need
this guy, he wins Demio at the very end of our show, and he doesn't claim it. A couple days later, he joins the Discord. I see his name in the welcome. So I say, hello. I send him a DM. Hey, bro, what's up? Nothing. Guy doesn't say a word back to me. So hey, okay. Your loss is VR Spry Guy's gain. So
Hell yeah.
Congrats, Spry Guy. You get your choice.
Was it Boognish 66?
It was Boognish. I do believe that is correct, sir. Yes.
He said that was me. He's right there. He's here.
Boognish.
What's up, Boognish?
He's calling you out.
Bro,
What are
why
the
won't you talk to me?
Yeah,
I'm
Boog.
trying to talk
What
to
do you
I
think?
say
You're
hi.
better than Wes, Boognish?
You think you're better than me?
Well, let me ask you, Boognish, if you have your platform choice, what are you playing on? What platform do you play your VR on?
My guess is Spry Guy would pick Steam anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. And Boognish probably doesn't have, most of these new reviewers are Quest only anyway. So you guys work it out. No, don't work it out. Well, I'll work it out with you. We have one of each. Hopefully, we can come to an amicable conclusion. But Boognish, in all,
That's awesome.
all due respect, I did try to reach out to you there.
Oh, he says he would rather have it on Steam.
Oh, so Boognish wants Steam. All right. Spry Guy, do you have any objection to taking the Oculus copy? I do believe that it is cross-buy, so you
It
can.
is.
I mean,
Well, he's got a
PC
Quest
version
now.
too, anyway.
Quest 2 now,
Oh,
too.
that's right. I forgot he got his Quest 2.
Yep.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Well, we need to get in there,
so,
Spry Guy. We need to get in there and hang out and play. We need to do like a Demio night. Radio run.
Anyway, I'll hit you guys up privately. But Boognish, you are going to have to get your Discord stuff straightened out. Otherwise, we're going to have to do it through email or something weird. So, yeah. So, congrats to the both of you. I'm glad. Again, Boognish was the only one that didn't get their key, so I'm glad that he showed up today.
He probably didn't
to claim his
know.
prize.
He was probably waiting for the stream to get it. You could have had it a week ago, Boognish, man. You've
Well, he
been
was
waiting,
in the
bro.
chat. We shouted him. He was in the chat when we shouted him out as the winner. I don't know how he could not know. You know what I mean?
Yep.
VR Spraga says, I guess I get the Oculus version.
Well, you want the Oculus version.
Well,
Stop
this
it.
is the good
Come on,
news.
bro.
Come on.
It's two
man.
versions. It's two copies, man. It's
That's
two
right. You
versions.
could double.
Yeah.
You could double the pleasure, bud.
Yep.
And if you really want to play it in Steam VR, you can revive it, bro. You can revive it.
That's true.
Like I play shit on Revive all the time, and it works perfectly. So, Onakazi is around. Onakazi is the winner of Larcenauts on Oculus Quest. Congratulations, Onakazi.
I have not seen
And,
Onakazi tonight at all.
I have not either. Probably asleep. We are kind of late.
That's true.
And then last but not least for this segment, Arashi Castles of Sin. Awesome stealth shinobi game on PlayStation VR. Winner of that one is Warmark. Congrats, Warmark, on winning a great game.
I love Warmark. King Chase 29 wants to know. He says, "Can you tell me what the stream is about?" Well, it's about virtual
VR,
reality.
bro.
It's about VR. We love VR. We love to talk about VR. If you're talking about this specific stream, it's a recap of the end of the 2021 show, and we are giving away keys that people have already entered for the giveaway. So
It's about three best friends.
yes,
Yeah, that's right. We've got three best friends, two of which are rather humble, and then another one who legitimately thinks
This
He's better
man
than us.
legitimately thinks that he is better than us.
we'll let you decide which one is the better.
I'm not sure which drop I like better now. I think they're both super good. But
I think they're
I like
awesome.
one better. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, no, we're talking about the best VR games of 2021. That's what this stream is all about. And with that in mind, we move on to the Oculus Quest game of the year. Not an easy choice here. Just banger after banger after banger after banger. Radio Runt showed up to the Patreon meetup, where we chose the winners. And basically the only reason that he wanted to even show up was so he could say that Demio is the Oculus Quest game of the year. His vote went to Demio. A lot of votes went to Demio, and certainly a worthy nominee. I don't know if any other game, well, maybe one other, had quite as large of a profile. Really, no other games over the course of the whole year had quite the profile that Demio had. Demio came out to a massive critical acclaim and has been supported with numerous free story DLCs that have been added into it. An amazing party game, probably the best party game VR's ever seen, and a great nominee for Quest Game of the Year.
Yep. Best game of Quest 2 of 2021, Radio Runt says. It's definitely one of them for sure. This is my thing. Like they did 3 complete. I mean, you could have taken the game as it came out and that they could have ran with that and it would have been very, very successful and I would have respected it. But instead they put out 2 completely new expansions, stories, and then they just added a whole different character, right? So I don't know. I'm really blown away by this game, and it is definitely one of my favorite party games for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they added the Bard, right?
Yeah.
Oh, who doesn't love the Bard?
Yep.
I was gonna say, Mark Caldwell says, after you announce this one, I want to hear each of you three tell us your personal pick for Quest Game of the Year. We can
Sure. And this was not an easy one. This is one that we had to, like, we debated this for probably over 30 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah. Before
we came to a consensus. And at the end, we did come to a consensus, but there was a bit of a sticking point here, and we'll explain in a moment. Next might be my favorite VR game I played all year. Sniper Elite VR I recently completed. Absolutely love it. If someone would have asked me a year ago to explain my perfect first-person, single-player, story-driven shooter campaign, I would have described something very similar looking to what Sniper Elite VR was. There was big sprawling maps. It was a long campaign. There was great storytelling in it, beautiful graphics on every platform, great gameplay on every platform, and an array of weapons which allowed you to kind of play it your own way. If you wanted to be gung-ho and go and blast the enemies in the face, you could. But for me, the real joy in this game was being stealthy, being the sniper as you're supposed to be, and trying to make it through the maps, killing entire battalions of enemies without them ever really knowing what's happening. That was where the magic of this game was for me. High tension situations. And, every now and then you do get caught and you do have to fight your way out, but that's kind of the fun of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing game.
Yeah, it was really good. It's nice to be able to play it different ways, man. It's just, so you could run and gun this game. You could do it and you could have a good time doing it, man. You could play it for scores, you could play it for leaderboard. You could play it stealthily like West did. I mean, they gave you everything.
Yeah. This game had a lot going for it. The way that Saints and Sinners did last year, because it's a versatile game that adapts well to different play styles. It's great across all platforms. This was very close not only to being the Quest Game of the Year, it was close to being Game of the Year in all of these categories, like on every platform. And then overall, Sniper Elite VR, it might be the best all around VR game that we got this year.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, probably definitely the best. I would say probably had to be the best multi-plat game, right? The game that launched on every platform was probably the best, I would say.
Well, I mean,
trying to think
yes,
what else.
Probably, but Song in the Smoke represented itself well across all platforms. As similar as the different versions of Sniper Elite were, the different versions of Song in the Smoke were almost indistinguishable. Like this game is beautiful. It's beautiful on Quest. It's beautiful on PC. It's beautiful on PlayStation. And, I think really the only thing that held Song in the Smoke back, and we talked about it some with Brian, was the accessibility. This is not a casual gamer's VR game. This is a hardcore game. And it's a game for hardcore gamers. Now, with that said, one of the most beautiful worlds, most immersive games I've ever played. That's why I like it. I'm not a survival game type of person, but this world, this mythos, this exploration that's going on in this game was so good that it made me want to, deal with the survival elements of it. And that was just as apparent on Oculus Quest as it was on any other platform.
Absolutely. Ashes to Ashes wants to know what game she won. I can't remember.
Well, Ashes to Ashes won Fracked, but unless I'm mistaken, Fracked the Fracked key we have left is the European key. So if you don't have a European key account and you don't want to set one up, which you can do pretty easily, we'll find another prize for you. I've got other keys and stuff. We can find something else for you if you would rather do that. But you were the winner of Fracked. So
Yep.
Congrats.
I would set up
Anyway,
I would set up a European account just to play that game.
Yeah, it's only 3
I
hours.
I have a European account just for that specific purpose because sometimes I would win European keys, and you basically just have to put in set up a PlayStation account like you normally would, put in an address from Great Britain or someplace, and it'll set you up appropriately.
I don't know if I like the weather of Great Britain enough to use the address. I got to put somewhere a little bit more sunny. You're not going to live there, Roots. Come on.
But it's Frack, bro.
Yeah.
True.
Anyway, Song and Smoke, again, a very deserving nominee. I think the only thing that held it back was the intensity of the gameplay and the complexity to advance in the later levels. You got to be dedicated, bro. And I think that if it's going to be a game of the year, like if it's going to win the game of the year, then it needs to kind of appeal to the everyman a little bit more than this game did.
Yep, I agree.
Which brings us to After the Fall, which is kind of the polar opposite, right? This is like super casual game, super addictive. Like people still playing this on a day in and day out basis at my house. I think my son's even in the next room right now playing it. Yeah, this game pretty much took over our December, right? Like we couldn't stop playing it.
Yeah. I think CES is the only thing that took Eric away, right?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I've been missing it all. I've been missing it all week, man. I want to get back in soon. Tarkov first, but then
dude, it's so freaking frustrating that this game is a tale of two ends of the emotion spectrum for me. Either I get in this game and I have a blast, like great time, or I get out of it and I want to break my fucking headset because I'm so frustrated that we should have won that boss battle. People are coming up with these super like weird tactics that are very time consuming, carrying all these fucking piles of items, and you invest all this time for stuff you really don't use until the boss fight anyway. You carry it from the front room all the way to the last, and then you end up getting killed over some dumb shit. And then you say, all right, we can't go out like that. So you do it again, and you invest the same time into the same tactics, doing it all over again, and then you get killed again. And I tell you, man, that is not fun. That is so frustrating.
Yeah, it can be very frustrating. And that's a lot of work. Carrying the stuff back and forth is a lot of work, especially in that last level. It's kind of a pain in the ass.
It's a big pain in the ass. It's like picking up sticks. It's the equivalent of picking up sticks in Song of the Smoke to me.
Yeah. We should probably just do this as our review game for Wednesday because this is probably the only thing I'm really going to play.
I played some yesterday, and we kicked it back to veteran because my son was joining, and he's new to the game. And we smashed it, bro. It's not even like challenging at all. Like you just run through it on veteran, but you move it up one spot to master, and now all of a sudden it's like friggin' impossible. So, and Nightmare, we're not going to talk about. we had to come up with some weird tactics just to get out of the first wave on the last highest difficulty. It's like impossible.
It's crazy.
So fun though. I just want to get in. I want to get all those freaking cool upgrades, man. Ruth, remember that gun that one guy had when we were testing my stream out?
That was cool.
I want that gun. I got to do whatever I got to do to get that gun. I'm going to play it for another 100 hours.
That's crazy.
I don't know about that, but I'm certainly down for another couple dozen hours if you want to run it. We need to. I need more gold discs. I need some more gold discs. So I'm down to jump back in here and there.
I'm thinking your stream this week may have to be us playing
After the Fall.
Well, perhaps it will be.
I'll stay up for that. I'll stay up for that
Stay
one.
tuned for-
I think Thomas McNostril is correct. He says only 28 likes. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Well, I added the man. He said, guys. But
Yeah.
come on, guys. What are you doing?
Hell yeah, get on
Yeah,
it.
for real. Like, come on. You don't like? You're not like? You just here for the free stuff, bro?
Yeah.
Alex VR says after the fall, so much fun. I've been missing it. Yeah, I've had a nice break from it. I'm not going to lie. After we took the boss out, I was good for a while, but now I'm starting to get to the point where I want to pick it back up a little bit. It is fun with friends, and that's kind of the thing here. Do you judge it based on the game itself, or do you judge it like the whole package? And really, this more than the game, which is an amazing game. Don't get me wrong. It's about the social experience here. It's about hanging with the people that you love and not having to kill each other for a change. That's so big. We always ask for co-op gameplay in like pretty much every game that comes out. Wouldn't it be great if it were co-op? Well, here's one that is totally built around that concept. And while it might be a little light on the actual content in the game, it does it checks off a lot of firsts for VR co-op. So definitely, probably more than any of the other games, this is the one we're going to be talking about in a year from now. Still playing a year from now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, if you do like 20, down the road, maybe they add however many maps. If you can get to like 20 maps, then you're getting to Back for Blood level, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and that's how these kind of games work. At least these smaller studios, I guess in VR it's smaller, where they just come out and they just keep building and building and building. Arizona Sunshine wasn't as big as it is now, and there's a lot of DLC, so it's good, right?
Yeah, I think if they can roughly double the number of maps that they have in it right now, that you won't find very many people complaining about content. Because, I mean, dozens of hours we've already spent in just these 5 maps. It's going to be a treat just to get one more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dozens, 120. And I didn't play it all last week.
It's crazy.
Anyway, at the end of the day, though, this was not the Quest game of the year. I think that when we're talking about the Oculus Quest game of the year, we need to talk about the game that started the snowball. Like we're on such a high right now with all these new VR users because it was such a big deal during the Christmas shopping season. But there's a reason why it was on everybody's mind going into the Christmas shopping season, and that reason was Resident Evil 4 VR. Resident Evil 4 VR launched, at the end of October, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's right, or late October. And as we moved into the holiday shopping season, VR Oculus Quest 2 was in everyone's mind and everyone's mouth, and that's because this game was a big deal for VR. And that just started the snowball, which is still rolling downhill and still getting bigger and bigger by the day. And I think that people kind of forget that really the thing that started it all was this game right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Nibelheim says RE4. Yeah, exactly for what Wes just said. It's not our personal game of the year. If it was, Eric and I think Eric was pushing for After the Fall. You know what I mean? This was actually one that I was pushing for because of the exact things that Wes just said. It's done so much for VR in and of itself. And if a game can blow me away with the way that the menu optimization and just being able to, put everything in your inventory and move it around and slot it. Like, this is VR. That's supposed to be impossible. When people see games like that, like Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov, people say immediately that would never work. You couldn't do the inventory management. Well, RE4 blew me away, and it's just so good. Now you might think it's an antiquated game, but I just think to me it was the game of the year.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, definitely for Oculus Quest, and that's really where this debate got decided, because obviously we all love After the Fall. We all spent more time playing After the Fall than any other game this year, but at the end of the day, we're playing on PC. We're not playing this on Oculus Quest, and this is the Oculus Quest game of the year. And when we talk about Oculus Quest Game of the Year, we can't really pretend like the Quest version is the same as the PC version. It's the same and similar in many ways, but it isn't the same thing, right? And if we didn't have PCs and we were only playing on Quest, I'm sure we'd still love the game, but we probably wouldn't play it quite as much. And when you consider that, and when you consider again the profound impact that Resident Evil 4 has had on the VR marketplace as a whole, I think that's kind of what decided this discussion in this category.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, and again, we said before, this is not our personal game of the year. You know what I mean? We can't do it that way. We have to think about the big picture, and and RE4 with the big picture is where it wins, because it's not. It was the two games to me are so similar that if I look at the big picture and I look at what RE4 has done for the Quest platform, and again, this is a Quest award, you have to take that into consideration, and that's where it edges out After the Fall for me, and that's why I fought so hard for After the Fall. But when we talked about it, that's why I felt comfortable afterwards changing my mind and acquiescing to Western Roots with this one.
Yeah.
RE4 VR might be the most significant. I mean, it's arguable, right? We have Half-Life time, and we're still riding that wave. It hasn't stopped yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people are probably frustrated and going, it's spinning. Like, what the hell? I just watched my internet drop for a second there. So you guys may or may not have heard anything we just said. I don't know. I think we did. I think they did.
They can scroll back. They can scroll back. Anyway, moving along, early access game of the year. The early access game of the year, honestly, probably just as difficult to decide as any of these categories. So many great early access games on Steam right now. It is nuts. And, any one of these nominees could probably go into full release right now. But none of them are. They're all still improving drastically from update to update. Speaking of which, Legendary Tales, I mean, how many great things did we hear about Legendary Tales after it launched into Steam early access? But, as far as Legendary Tales goes, as great as it was initially, it's been completely overhauled twice now at this point. This game is probably unrecognizable to the experience we had when we played it.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, most of these games are that way, right? They've been all bangers. This really was a hard conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Everslot came out right around that same time period, and for the depth that it lacked next to a game like Legendary Tales, it had the gameplay mechanic down. This might be, one of my favorite, at least top three favorite gameplay loops in all of VR this year. So fast paced, it was like playing Doom with a grappling hook. I love this fast paced, awesome VR dungeon crawler. And again, just like we said for Legendary Tales, just got a huge overhaul of an update with more enemies, more weapons, more environments. There's like 3 outdoor environments now. Completely different game to what we actually tried when it launched in late June.
Yeah, it's so good that and they're working on the skill tree and all that stuff. Like it's one of the games I'm looking forward to when it's fully fledged out. I think it's gonna fleshed out. It's gonna be amazing.
And then there's 2076, the Midway Multiverse. This was probably the surprise of the week when we were putting together the 2021 show, because we didn't know this had come into early access yet until we were literally deciding the winners to the awards. And then we had to literally shelf awards so that we could go play this and come back and vote. And yeah, dude, this game is easily Ivanovich Games' best work. Still in an early access state, hasn't launched on Quest yet, but is coming. And guys, this game is really, really amazing work. It's such a leap in quality from any other of the Ivanovich games.
It blew me away.
Yeah, me too, man. I was shocked, and I had no idea that it launched. I mean, we're talking about early access. I mean, we had no clue. We were in the middle of a show or a stream or something, and somebody's like, "Yeah, that game launched in November." I'm like, "What? No, it didn't. I know I had it on my wish list." Out of nowhere, this thing drops, and immediately I had to buy it immediately, and then Roots jumped into it the next day, and he's like, "Dude, have you tried it yet? It's amazing." And I'm like, "No, I have to get in there. I have to try it." And when Roots is freaking out and flipping out about a game, I know it's got to be good.
Yeah. Because I don't I have a hard time raving about anything anymore, and like when something blows me away, I don't know. I just thought that they nailed this. Retro wise, it was just one of my favorite games. And what was funny is a game that wasn't even on the radar for anything, it was like a lot of categories. This game came up in the conversation, which was crazy, right? For something we barely even got a chance to get into, but it was just that good.
Yeah, I was in Dave Station VR's chat last night. He was streaming from his Nintendo Switch, and he has this vast catalog of these shoot 'em up type games, these 2D shoot 'em up that this type of game is based on. And all I could think the whole time I was watching him go through game to game to game was, man, when this 2076 Midway Multiverse comes to Oculus Quest, Dave is going to fucking love it.
Oh, I
It's
bet.
so good. It's the clear evolution of this type of game, and it's a legit VR game. It immerses you the way a VR game should, and the environments, the different gameplay mechanics, also well done here. And according to Ivanovich, surprises and improvements coming when the Quest version launches. So, whatever that means, this game apparently on its way to being better.
That statement blows me away every time you say it. I don't know what the hell they could improve or surprise me with. The game is a surprise in and of itself. And if I could ask Dave Station how he felt about nobody knowing about the game coming out, and I think he would feel this way.
Yes, it's Dave Station VR. They deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Not literally, because Ivanovich nailed this game, but I'm kind of, it shocks me. It shocks me.
Yeah, Diz, good call, Diz. He says Dave has a PC, and that's right. I'd forgotten about that.
He should play it. He should go play the demo. Go play they have a free demo. You can play the whole first level, I think, for free.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll send it to him actually. So,
yeah.
Good call, Diz. I forgot he was going to review Lone Echo with us, Lone Echo 2, but he was afraid his PC couldn't handle it. So, but he does have one.
Well, he can definitely handle this. That's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we kind of tried to judge on which early access game was the most complete, not just the most complete, but, had the most diverse gameplay loop, the widest range of different things going for it, and closest to being a full-fledged version of itself. And at the end of the day, we were absolutely amazed by Beanstalker when we played it earlier this year. Much like Legendary Tales and Everslot, it has received significant updates even since then. New worlds, new items, new gameplay mechanics, and co-op multiplayer on the way. When Beanstalker finally comes out of early access, I mean, we might be talking about this as one of the potential games of the year this year.
Yeah, so much depth to this game, right? And that's one of the reasons why I got my vote. It's just there's so much depth to it, the gameplay, and it's just amazing. And like Wes says, this is the ultimate climbing game. This game does the climb better than the climb.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right. This is the best climbing game I've ever played, and it's because of the other things besides the climbing. Like, not just climbing. Like your climbing is just part of it. Like, there's so many other things going on, whether it be the crafting or the enemies, or there's a lot going on with this game. It's great today. It's only going to get better, and definitely deserves to win early access game of the year.
Absolutely. And this is the thing, man. I don't even consider 2076 early access, man. That game is done, bro. Oh, it's amazing.
I think it would have probably had a better shot, but it was so damn new. We were nervous about having any kind of recency bias. I mean, literally we found about it like a day after we were voting, or before we were voting. So it was just tough to give it to that. And I think Beanstalker is probably the most polished out of all those games, so it deserves it.
Yeah. Well, I remember I literally was whispering Mash. I'm like, dude, have you played 2076 yet? I was like, is it recency bias, bro? Because I was so blown away.
I know.
Yeah, 2077 or 2076 was really shiny, and actually probably seemed the most like like finished, but when you compare the scope of that game versus the scope of any of these other games, like these other games are trying to do a whole lot more than that game is. That's a pretty simple arcade style game versus like these heavy on VR mechanics, but very in-depth gameplay concepts. So we kind of gave points for that as well.
Procedurally generated. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, let's name some more winners for the giveaway. So some more keys to give out. Oh, this is perfect. 2076 Midway Multiverse. We had one of those to give away.
Oprah's so happy.
Mind Jive, the winner of that one. Congratulations.
She is happy.
We had a copy of Contractors. Yeah, Oprah loves it when we do this.
All right, look at
Copy of Contractors to give away. Congratulations, Nibelheim.
Hey, all right. And Mind Jive's here too. Look at him. He's just
nice.
Oh, what's up, Mind Jive? Congrats, bro. You got a great game. 2076 Midway Multiverse.
Dude,
That's awesome.
we just raved about it. You got the best game.
I'm jealous that you get to play it. Probably.
Yeah. What the hell?
I only
You
played it
think
for
you're
like
better than me?
Kenty Poo, a winner of Everslot. So congratulations to Kenty Poo on another awesome early access title that's only getting better by the day. Floor Plan 2 goes to the Sept.
Ooh.
The Sept. Congratulations, the Sept. Great puzzle game, Floor Plan 2.
Yeah. I read that earlier too. The Sept, I saw him.
Zombieland. Zombieland Headshot Fever. Boognish 66.
Boodnish!
Again.
I love me some
second
Boognish.
Oh, Boodnish, man. I love Boodnish. I just met him for the first time today. Like, actually met him. And I love you, Boodnish. You're awesome.
Damn, he better get his freaking his Discord.
Better get your Discord in line, bro.
Games he can pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better get your Discord worked out, son.
Yeah.
You got 2 great games coming to you. I mean, think about that. Demio and Zombieland.
Yeah,
Nice.
shit, man.
You better subscribe, bro. You better be subscribed.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hussein X is a winner, guys. Hussein X won
Nice.
Hinge goes to Hussein X. Probably asleep, but congratulations nonetheless. I'm sure he'll watch tomorrow.
Yep.
And,
He was here earlier.
Was he really?
Yep.
I didn't see him.
He was here in chat earlier, yeah.
Oh, nice.
cool.
Yep. The Sept
And,
says, thanks, guys.
Cool. Hey, what's up, Sept? I didn't see you there. Thanks
And-
for stopping by.
Boognish is working on it now, he says.
I would
Nice.
be.
Cool. Last but not least for this segment, Song in the Smoke. Goes to
Nice.
Shark. Congrats,
Shark.
Shark.
Hell
I
yeah.
love Shark, bro. Well,
Dude,
Hussein X says he's here still.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Congratulations, Hussein X. You get a copy of Hinge. I hope your PC's up to snuff, bro.
Dude, who's giving away all those games that are like those great freaking nobody, man? Those are all killer games that everybody should have.
Wolf
I agree
Raza
with
says
that.
Zombieland he was pleasantly surprised with. Peeps said it and they were right. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it doesn't look like it's as engaging as it actually turns out to be once you get into like the weapon selection and all of the abilities and perks that you can put on. I mean, there's definitely some strategy to it.
Thomas McNostril says, I didn't know we were allowed to win twice. Note to self for next year. Wes, you should have told people more than the
I did.
About 400 times.
Yeah, Wes said it several times. It was
I
very
only
clear.
said it like 15 times, bro. Like you can win live, but everybody gets to enter the second chance drawing. It doesn't disqualify you when you win in the live chat from entering the comments drawing. So yeah, sorry, bro. I did say it a bunch of times.
Yeah, some people got to win 3 times if they were there at the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we
That's
gave some
true.
away in early.
but you consider that, guys. It was a 14-hour live stream. We did 90 minutes before we went on air, giving away keys in the chat.
Yeah. Very
24
true.
hours, man. We got it next year, no problem.
Yeah.
24-hour charity stream.
Tech wants to know if anyone won the hoodie. I think this is the wrong stream. You have to tune in on Thursday for the hoodie, I think.
Oh yeah,
It
that's
says the hottie. So who's the hottie? Is it me?
This is
Am I
the
the
hottie.
hottie? Anyway, winding down.
One more thing. Thomas McNostril says, you think I listen to you guys? Well, I'll
I
tell you
wouldn't
what.
either, bro.
You know, I was just thinking, Thomas, I think you have this opinion, man. We have this feeling about you.
This man legitimately thinks that he is better than us.
Yeah. We think you're better than you think you're better than us?
Think you're better than me, bro? Really?
You think you're better than me, Thomas McNostril?
You think you're better than me?
Oh, shit, man.
Roy Schwartz says, R.I.P. Bob Saget. I concur 1,000%. Devastated last night when I learned that Saget passed on. Dude goes to Jacksonville, Florida to resume stand-up comedy. And I'm sure, you know, for a little bit of backstory for you guys, he's very close friends with Norm Macdonald, who just passed away a few months ago, who was kind of the epitome of a stand-up comic. He's a guy who does 200, he's on 75% of the year. Norm Macdonald's on the road doing stand-up. He loves it. He loves the craft. He continually tried to get better at it. Saget sees his best friend or one of his best friends die. I'm sure he's thinking, you know, I'm 65 years old. Better not leave anything unchecked on the bucket list. So he books a stand-up tour. He kicks it off yesterday or the day before in Jacksonville, Florida. Goes up on stage. It's typical when you go up on stage in these comedy clubs or even theaters, you do an hour. It's what you do. You go up, you do an hour. You hear guys talk about all the time, I've got an hour. I've got a new hour I can put out. Saget goes up there, 2 hours, doesn't realize the time's going by, absolutely has a blast on the stage. I'm sure doing a bunch of crowd work and stuff. Stays on stage for 2 hours, comes off stage, talks about how blown away he is, how much fun he has, and how much he loves doing stand-up. Goes to his hotel room. Nobody ever hears from him again. They find him dead. No drugs, no foul play. Just dead 65-year-old Bob Saget in a hotel room. Devastating. I love Saget. He's so funny. Such a contradiction who this guy was versus his image. Like he has this squeaky clean image because of the role he played on Full House. This is like one of the most filthiest individuals that's ever stood in front of a microphone. Just a sick, perverted, twisted man, and I loved it. Rest in peace, Bob Saget, 100%.
Yeah. And fuck Uncle Jesse.
Yeah.
That's what Alanis Morissette said. Alanis Morissette said, no, why couldn't it have been Dave Coulier?
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Very, Saget would have loved that joke. So well done, Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
Anyway, clock ticking down. We got to jam in a couple of things here real quick before we get off the air. A couple of minor things like the PCVR game of the year. Guys, we've already had the discussion. Demio, awesome. Sniper Elite, awesome. Now here's where we really had to consider Song in the Smoke, because this is the version I played. I sunk about as much time into this game as I did any others. But at the end of the day, it was a two-horse race. First of all, Lone Echo 2. Lone Echo 2 won more awards during the 2021 show than any other. So well done in so many different ways, whether it be production, whether it be immersiveness or storytelling. Lone Echo 2 sets the bar in many, many categories for what's possible in VR this year. But at the end of the day, there's only one game that we spent 30, 40, 50, 100 hours in a very, very short amount of time. And while it could be recency bias, certainly could be recency bias. And, the more time goes on, the more I think that might be the case. At the end of the day, we were all pretty content with choosing After the Fall as the PCVR game of the year. All of those arguments that we made about it not being the Quest game of the year, none of that really applies here. Well, we've been playing it on PC, and it's absolutely beautiful and fun and addictive.
And it wasn't going up against RE4. You know what I mean? And the PC VR version was the best version of this game. and the most beautiful game. It's the version that if I have both to choose from, I'm going to go to the other one every single time because it looks so good. And like MASH has so many hours in it. Like, I mean, I've got like 50, 60 hours myself. And that was, I haven't played it for 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, that was 3 or 4 weeks ago. So that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I legitimately completed Lone Echo 2, man, and I was blown away by that game. I really, really enjoyed it. I don't finish many games, same as you guys. So I was happy that I got a chance to finish it, and I voted for it for a lot of the awards that it won, but it couldn't beat After the Fall. There's no way.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Onakazi's here. I can't remember what game he won, but go ahead with your.
Onakazi. I was going to say that honestly, any of these games would have been a justifiable win. Like in my opinion, these are the best games. Some of the best games we've ever played. Demio, Sniper Elite, Song of the Smoke, Lone Echo 2, all amazing games. But again, at the end of the day, when you're talking about After the Fall, the Quest version has some yeah buts. The PlayStation VR version has some yeah buts. The PC version is the definitive version of this game. It's the best experience, and it's going to be the one we're playing a year from now. This is going to be out of all these games, maybe Demio, but After the Fall is the one that we're most likely going to be playing next January.
Absolutely. Yeah,
definitely.
Onakazi, you won Larcenauts. So congrats on that, bro.
Another good one.
Anyway, let's. Oh, wait. Whoa. Okay. So we have more giveaways here, huh? So we have 6 more winners to announce. First of all, Dash Dash World, which is a game that for some reason doesn't get enough respect. People on a daily basis on social media call out for Mario Kart VR. This is pretty damn close to Mario Kart VR. I mean, really all you're missing is Mario and those characters. Like this legitimately, the quality level that they display here, it could be a Nintendo game in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. It just needs paint. If you painted it with fucking Mario stuff, it would be it. I mean, that's how easy it would be for Nintendo to make this a Mario Kart game.
Yep.
100%. Banana Man. Congratulations, Banana Man. You are the winner of Dash Dash World.
My mom.
Oh yeah, she loves Banana Man.
What you guys may not know is Banana Man is actually a character on Adventure Time.
Really?
So shout out Banana Man.
Hell yeah, I did not know that.
Got some bangers to give away, guys. First of all, Chris 9989, congratulations, bro. You just won a banger.
Hey,
what did Chris 9989 win? He won Swarm.
Whoa.
Only Swarm.
Dude,
so, congratulations.
That's one of the best games. That's one of my favorite games of the year.
Really, I mean, if we were making these categories our favorites, we just picked our favorites for every category, it would have been a 2-game race probably on Oculus Quest between Swarm and Crashland for me, because those are the ones that really grabbed me the hardest and the ones I played on my Quest the most.
Right.
Speaking phenomenal. Of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Phenomenal games.
Yeah, great. Absolutely great. Both games doing things that have yet to be done and kind of redefining their own genres. Crashland especially, which we went on and on and on and on about through the whole 2021 show. We do have a copy to give away. Congratulations, Chi-Town D.
Oh,
Crashland.
Dude, D's my favorite Chinatown girl, bro.
Oh, I love Chinatown D. She is. She's my favorite Chinatown person.
Dude, I guarantee
D.
You're gonna love this, D. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, this is hardcore, D. This game, it is just a wave shooter, but it's not just a wave shooter. It's hardcore.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love Crashland. It's so good.
Yep.
Shadowgate VR. What have we not said about this one? Just amazing. On Oculus Quest, but Rift as well. It's cross-buy. You can play it either way. Andrew Kiros, congratulations on winning Shadowgate.
Amazing.
He He was just in chat too. He was like, I didn't win anything.
Yeah.
Damn, you won something, man.
Dude, that's
Bro, you always win.
this is one of the best games. One of the best games in VR, in my opinion.
Andrew
I love it.
Quiros is proof positive, guys. Like, people say that you shouldn't do giveaways to gain subscribers because they don't stick. We picked up Andrew Quiros, I think, because of either the 2019 show or the 2020 show. Andrew Quiros came around, as I recall, because of a giveaway. And here we are all this time later. Here's Andrew Quiros, still part of the community, still hanging out in the chat. So while it is true that some people are going to fall off, we haven't seen it yet. Like, our numbers bounce big time. We put on 100, 150 subs for the 2021 show, and it hasn't went down one. Just growing, still growing now. So thanks for everyone who subscribed. Thanks to all the new viewers, and welcome. You're going to dig what we've got in store for you this year.
Hell yeah.
Two more games.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Chi-Town D, she said she wanted me to play her soundbite. Okay. There you go. There you go, D. There you go.
I think it cuts out though. I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it?
There's Nibelheim. You won a game, Nibelheim. I don't know if you were around for it, but you won something a few minutes ago.
Oh, and Todd's here.
Contractors.
Todd
Contractors.
What's up, Todd?
Yeah. What's up, Todd? Hey, man.
Yeah.
Good to see you're not frozen solid. Nice to know that you're okay.
Did you guys see that Todd mistakenly shaved off his fucking beard?
I did see. Like the last picture. The last picture I saw of Todd's beard, it had ice all in it, and then the next time I see him, he has no beard.
That's weird. Oh, so it froze off.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Froze. Yeah, and cracked off.
Anyway, two more games. Sweet Surrender, awesome roguelike shooter game.
Damn, more good games.
Stealthy Living, congratulations for winning Sweet Surrender.
Nice.
And then our last winner, Leah Mick. Leah Mick is the winner of Against, early access rhythm game on Steam. Awesome by all accounts. So congratulations, Leah Mick, on that one. Winners, please send me a direct message on Discord, and I will get back to you tomorrow with your game kit.
Onakazi wants to know how you accidentally shave your... Now, okay, Onakazi, if you said that Roots accidentally shaved his beard off, it would be... There'd be no... You'd be like, I don't understand. I understand exactly how it happened to Todd because it's happened to me before. You just have the wrong attachment on there and you just kind of, you start to go with it. And then by the time you realize it, you've shaved too much on one side.
You're fucked.
And you have to even it out and now you're screwed. So
what would you do if you shaved off your beard by mistake, Roots? Would you even come on? Would you be able to come on the show?
I don't know what I would do. Okay, this is the thing.
Do it.
It's the number one thing that I didn't know I needed in 2021 that I found. And so I would honestly, I've had dreams where I woke up and for whatever reason I had to cut it off and it was almost a nightmare. So I like it. I don't know. So
hell yeah. It's you now though. You know what I mean? It's you. You can't be Roots without it.
It's me. Yeah.
I still think you need to do the double braid, right? Like Gimli or what's his name?
Split it.
I can't remember the guy's name. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I can do all sorts of stuff.
Biker Roots.
Yeah, I like it.
Let's do it.
Hexed Havoc. No, you did not win anything, unfortunately. Sorry.
No. Next time.
Next time. Not that long,
sure.
just a year.
Oprah's
No,
back.
right.
She'll be happy for you.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, with that said, we are running out of time, folks, but we do have one more award that we have to name before we hit the credits, and that is the overall VR game of the year. And again, I mean, almost impossible to pick an award like this. There's so many good games on so many different platforms. What's the criteria? What are we judging on? Really, the criteria decides the winner in a case like this. And obviously we start off with what Roots is showing here, the PSVR game of the year, not only in our community, but on PSVR Without Parole as well. kudos to those guys for not just making it their favorite game. Hitman 3, I think, is pretty much indisputably the PSVR game of the year, because the people so overwhelmingly chose it, not only in our polls but their poll as well. This game is still, I mean, just the way this game looks in that old hardware is a miracle to me. Like, it is so beautiful.
Not only that, but how many actual AAA games are there in VR? We take for granted all these mods we are in PlayStation VR, all these mods we have bringing all these different games, all these AAA games. This was like one of the first full-fledged legit AAA. You can't have it anywhere else. And they blew it away. And like you said, the environments, the gameplay, everything, is the depth of it is amazing. And definitely is an amazing game.
Yeah. Could be the 2022 PC game of the year.
Wow.
100% it could.
Absolutely. I can't wait to play it.
Oh my God.
In fact, I would consider that likely. I mean, knowing what this game is and knowing what's about to happen to it, like, it's hard for me to envision anything coming out on PC this year that's going to surpass this. And the fact that this won PSVR Game of the Year, having come out in early January, and being the farthest thing from recency bias. Like, if this game had come out in October and November, there probably wouldn't have even been a debate at all with what the game of the year for PSVR should have been. But the fact that this game stood up a year later and people are still excited about it now, I think is a testament just how good this game actually is.
Absolutely. Nibelheim wants to know, so there's no hashtag the room giveaway today? I don't think so. Maybe if you stick around long enough at the end of the credits, at the end of the outro, maybe there'll be a surprise room VR game giveaway. Just keep waiting.
Oh, we're gonna.
How about no?
How about no? Yeah.
I love it, man.
No, our friend Eric here just got back from Vegas. I bet he's a bit tapped. Your copy of the Room VR went to the slots, bro. Sorry to burst your bubble.
100%.
Demio, of course, Resolution Games winning the Studio of the Year award, deservedly so. Much of that due to the success of Demio and the popularity of Demio. Obviously a great game, and certainly deserving, if we consider the fact that what it did on PC versus what it did on Quest, the fact that it's multi-platform play, you can play across the platforms, and I mean, on Quest, not that visually different from what you see on PC. Beautiful on both. Really something to be proud of for our friends over there at Resolution Games. Definitely one of the best games of the year.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Song in the Smoke, same thing. From a rookie VR studio, we get this game that's probably by far the best VR survival game I've ever played. The best survival game I've ever played, period. An amazing experience. No matter what platform you play it on, this game is top notch. Certainly deserves to be in the discussion. Not sure I would have said that 3 months ago, but thankfully revisited this one and really got to see what the game was all about. It's not what it seems at first. We'll just say that.
Yeah. It's very deep game. Actually, really one of a kind.
Absolutely. Yeah. This game makes me more excited for Green Hell VR, which is coming from Incuvo this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sniper Elite. What else could I say about this one? I absolutely loved it. Played through it willingly. Went back to it time and time again, and could pick it up right now from start to finish. And I don't think it would be any less fun on the second run than it was the first time. Like, after you play a few stages, you know what the game is. Like, it doesn't really change as you go along. Some of the layouts of the levels change. The dynamic of indoor levels versus outdoor levels is a bit of a shift. But, once you play a few levels of this, you know what the game's going to be. And I think you could just keep playing over and over and over and over again. And I don't think it's going to lose any of the fun factor.
Yeah, and I'm not shocked to hear that from you, Mister Number One on the last level in the world, Eric. I'm starting to think Wes thinks he's better than us.
This man legitimately thinks that he is better than us.
And I think he's
And he's probably right.
I think he's right. In a Sniper Elite world, he is absolutely better than us.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's sans Mr. Tass mini stock. I haven't even tried the mini stock
my
with
God.
this, which I'm sure is going to be amazing if I want to switch over to automatic reloads, of course.
Number 1 in the world for every level. On it right now.
Let's do that.
I bet I could do it. I bet money I could do it if I had like a week to put into it.
It's crazy.
Next vacation.
Anyway, I just love it. Like it's a game like if you want to score high scores on it, you have to pay like attention to details and stuff and kind of put yourself in a position to make the longest shot under certain conditions with certain weapons. And like, you know me, I'm a little OCD with stuff like that. So like I wasn't playing for score, like not for the scoreboard. I was playing for score because I kind of like to see, you know, how many points I can score with a single shot, but it wasn't ever the thought of the scoreboard never entered my mind when I was playing. It was all for my own amusement. Like, how high can I score? Anyway, Resident Evil 4. We already talked about the impact that this game had on the VR marketplace, probably the most impactful release that we've seen to date in terms of adoption for VR. And beyond that, it's the best version of a classic game. Like, millions of people love this game. I don't think I've seen anyone play this game and not say this is the best version of this game they've ever played.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then again, Lone Echo 2, setting the bar in so many different aspects of VR game design. Really, the only thing that this game doesn't do the best is, you know, the gameplay loop. It's obviously a bit of a fetch quest for much of the game, but in every other category, this is pretty much the best example that we have of every category in VR. It's, you know, it's great storytelling. It's great visually, great sound, very immersive, hand interactions. I mean, just absolutely top of the line in every category. Certainly would have been a deserving winner. But at the end of the day, you guys already know. You guys already know what the VR game of the year is. It's the one that that we're going to continue to play throughout the entire next year after the fall. Bringing people together in VR like no other game has done thus far. And again, only going to get better with time.
Right. And this is the thing too. This is one of the reasons why it won, besides the fact that it's got the most amount of hours between us three out of any of the other games, hands down, in a time when we had to be doing other shit and we still came back to this game. But it's on all three platforms, and all three platforms play together in a multiplayer facet in a game that this is the first that I know of its kind. And it's different. It's phenomenal, and it definitely is deserving to me for a game of the year for sure.
Yeah, it's the multiplayer for me, man. It's such a good game, but then the multiplayer, when you bring in, you know, you can go in there with 4 people and just have a blast doing it. You know, we always ask for co-op. We want it. We asked for it. They gave it to us, man. They gave us everything we asked for in this game. And this, to me, was the best game I've played all year. It's still a game I want to go into and play right now. And I don't see that I want to be playing it. We'll see when I get into the mods, but this is really all I want to play right now.
You guys know that the, you know, on a side note, really quickly before we sign off, that the Swarm multiplayer is live and free, the beta.
Really? What? I did not know that.
It's because it isn't an update. It's incognito right now on AppLab under the name of a different game. Like, it isn't called Swarm. It's called something else, which escapes me right now. But if you own Swarm and you go on AppLab and you install this this game, it's actually the multiplayer beta for Swarm.
Oh, nice.
If you give me a half a second here, I'll look it up and tell you what it's called.
All right. While you're looking it up, Onakazi says, in case we didn't mention it, Digital Foundry did a short 20 to 30 minute discussion on the PSVR 2 specs. We did not mention that, but that is true. Onikasi.
And predictably, they're blown away because they get it.
Atmos Arena.
Atmos Arena, that's correct.
Yeah, see, we say we just give the chat long enough, they'll let us know, and Wes doesn't even have to look it up. That was nice. I like that.
Atmos Arena, that 100% correct. Atmos Arena available now to anyone. Like anybody can install it, but I think you have to own Swarm for it to actually work. So,
why?
Check it out, guys.
Wolveraza says, why in the entire crap did they do it that way? I don't know, Wolveraza. I was thinking the same thing. That's very bizarre. But
it's a good way to get
it's a way for them. It's a way for them to test without having to give out individual keys to their whole Discord. There's hundreds of people in their Discord, and that's who they told us about. They didn't put it out on social media or anything. The reason I know is because I'm a member of their Discord.
Okay.
And, yeah. So
cool.
Yeah, anybody who's interested in checking that out, it's been live for about a week now, actually. So
nice.
Get on there and give it a look. Maybe we'll do some of that tomorrow. How about that?
That's amazing. I love jumping in there, just flying around or swinging around, killing stuff, and now being able to do that with somebody else, just BSing. It's cool.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Anyway, I think that's going to wrap up our show. After the fall, again, one more note on this being the VR game of the year. It's so amazing as it stands today, but if we're being honest, I mean, this could be an early access title right now because it's going to get better. I mean, the PSVR integration is going to get better. The multiplayer party system is going to improve. They're going to continue to add content, weapons, characters. A year from now, this game is going to be completely different than what it is right now, and it's already the game of the year as it stands. I think when you look at it in those terms, I think that it's a pretty easy choice for what should be the winner of that award.
Absolutely. I'm confused though. Hex Tavik says pretty sure it's free for anyone, which I'm not confused about that part. But then he says and it's not the same base game. It's now a racing thing. Oh, I thought I saw a racing game. I was like, oh God, how is this a racing game? I read
it kind of is. It's there's different modes, but one of the modes is it's kind of like the extra levels in Jupiter Grod, where you're racing down platforms and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I could be wrong, but I think there's different levels, different modes to it. It's not all just that one kind, or at least maybe this demo is, but not like the full multiplayer mode isn't just going to be like a racing thing. So.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, just one last thing after the fall too. I was want to add to it that do you guys think the same thing I do, that this is probably going to be a seasonal thing like Pop 1 does with seasons, where you're going to have season 1, season 2, you're going to have other shit that's going to change. You're going to have, every holiday is going to have some shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a million things they can do with this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that that's the reason why they are a bit sparse at launch. I think that they probably held back 20% of their content so that they could say, here's season 1. Probably as early as next month, we could see that. Certainly no later than March, but I think that definitely they want a structure like Pop 1 where they have paid seasons, and in order to establish paid seasons, you got to have a free season or two, right? So I think that that's what's in the short-term future for after the fall.
Yep. Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Anyway, with that said, friends, lots of great content coming up. We are back on the horse officially, back to our twice a week plus. I say twice a week, 2 podcasts a week. I also stream gameplay typically on Tuesday night. Roots is active on Twitch. We've got Q2C live stream every Thursday, sometimes on Tuesdays as well. Q2C also doing a bunch of standalone videos, accessory reviews, gameplay impressions. We pretty much have new content for you every day of the week. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell. Make sure you're subscribed to Q2C, which is linked down below. And we will be sure to fulfill all of your VR gaming content needs throughout 2022 as we grow into the behemoth that we are destined to become. So again, thanks to everyone that hung out. Be sure to join the Discord down below, which is where we all live and play together on a day in, day out basis. Invitation below. And shout out to all the patrons. It's been, one of the unfortunate things about not being on the air for 6 weeks on a regular basis is that maybe the patrons forget just how much we appreciate them. We appreciate you guys. We couldn't have put on the monster 14-hour epic podcast without support from people like you. Not only that, but the massive overhaul and facelift our channel got last year. It's all because of you guys and people like Wolveraza with the $3 donation that says Happy New Year. We really appreciate it. So again, if you'd like to contribute, there's a link to our Patreon down below as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, with that said, friends, be sure to tune in on Wednesday as we return and we kick off Mod Month with our talk about Resident Evil 2 VR, the Horizon Zero Dawn mod, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of more PSVR 2 talk jammed in the cracks there as well. With that said, friends, I'd like to thank you all once again for watching. For Roots and Eric, I'm Wes. We'll see you in a couple days, probably tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to stream tomorrow. Bye now.
Take it easy.
See you later.